Greetings. The purpose of this particular message is obviously to welcome all of you aboard the course 296U and to let you know that there is actually a human face behind this course. It's not given by computers. We haven't reached that stage yet. Hopefully we would in the next 10 years or so. Anyway, for the time being, let me just try and emphasize the fact that the course is essentially in order to promote the upcoming conference by the UN in Rio. This conference is happening in around 6 months, in June of 2012. So for those of you who are wondering, and I imagine probably all of you, because probably most of you are around 20, which means that you were not born when the first Rio conference took place. So if you're wondering about the title, Rio Plus 20, the UN had decided a long time ago to choose a number of major topics in the world and to hold major global conferences about them once every 10 years. The first conference that ever took place that deals about the intersection of the environment and the economy was the one that took place in Stockholm in 1972. That was followed by another conference in the early 1980s. It extended between 82 to 84, which is known as Our Common Future. And it was that conference that popularized the notion of and the definition of sustainability. That was followed by the third conference in 1992, which is the Rio. The Rio conference was essentially about biodiversity, amongst other things, but the things that it stressed the most was the notion of biodiversity. And at the time, for those of you who care about such things, the president in the United States was George Bush Sr. And George Bush Sr. initially tried to object to having the United States go ahead and sign some of the declarations. But eventually he did go and he did sign some of the declarations of this particular conference. Now the fourth conference was the one that took place in Johannesburg in 2002. And the popular thing about the Johannesburg conference is the fact that it is the one that gave birth to the issue of the Millennium Development Goals. The 8 goals concerning poverty and elimination of gender differences and empowerment of women and eradication of diseases and spread of literacy and such things. So as you can see, the next conference, which is taking place in this year already, because we are already in 2012, in June, is known as Rio Plus 20, because we're going to go back to Rio and we're going to revisit what is it that we spoke about in Rio to find out whether we have really achieved anything since then and what is it that we need to do in order to become more effective. So the UN has, as I've already mentioned in one of the emails, already issued a document of 647 pages. But really the document is much smaller than that, because it's full of all sorts of illustrations and references and graphs and acknowledgements and what have you. So essentially what I'd like to do for us is to use this course or this particular document as the basic text for the course and make you read the whole document. I don't think really it will amount more than the 500 pages. And if you're going to go ahead and discount most of the graphs and most of the tables, probably it will become maybe even 400 pages. And most of them really are very, very easy read and a one-time read. I will add to that a few other readings. I have already mentioned some of them. I would, in the next couple of days, put them together into a full 13-week expectation and let you know about it. And every once in a, or actually every single Saturday or Friday, I will go ahead and post a particular topic, and I would expect each and every single individual to participate. One of the single most important parts of the course will be to have student participation. You will participate by responding to the topic or question or issue that we will post, and I hope that would lead to even personal communication and conversation between you, whereby A will respond to B and B will respond to C, and so on and so forth. So with this very brief introduction, and I'm also trying the webcam which I just received this afternoon, I will bid you adieu and hope to see you sometime soon in the next week or so. Okay, bye-bye.